So, Evil Dead the game is going to be doing some surprise maintenance that's going to last several days. And we'll be offline starting tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time till sometime up until the weekend. We'll break down all that in just a minute. Now, I will admit, uh, if you see me only talking with one hand today, I did tear a muscle over the weekend. I wasn't planning on doing any videos unless there was major news, and I'm not streaming again until we come back on either Thursday or Friday once I'm cleared. But I have to talk about this because we have been back on Evil Dead, and this seems like a pretty important video to put out there. But before we do that, welcome back, Deadites and Ghost Beaters. If you're new to the channel, I am OLED Gaming, and of course, if you want to stay up to date on all the latest horror game news, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell. Now, first things first, we're going to read the tweet. Hello! We need to do some maintenance on the game servers this week. The game will be unavailable starting Tuesday, April 23rd, 2025 at 7 a.m. CET. We expect them to have everything back up and running by the weekend, and we'll be updating you accordingly. Thanks for your understanding. Now, here's the thing. An update of this size, which was going to last at least 3 days, maybe longer, is indicative of one of two things. Now, yes, it could be that there's just severe issues on the server, but that's not the most likely. So, here's the good news first, and then the bad news second. We'll do good news first. Usually, if they're doing this kind of maintenance on a server, it's usually, if we're going good news first, it's possible that they are rebooting the game. Now, we still don't know who owns Saber because that deal has not been completed as of yet, but we're hoping to have that information relatively soon. And this is usually what you do when you're kind of rebooting a game. We saw this happen similarly with World War Z. They took it offline for a couple days, but they started bringing the game back and adding new content. And the anniversary is just around the corner, so that is a possibility. Now, here, unfortunately, is the alternative and more likely. If the player count isn't good, even with after the double XP, they could be repurposing servers. So, it's not to say they're going to shut the game off this weekend, but they are transitioning away. So, what they're probably going to do, if they see that not a ton of people are playing Evil Dead, they're going to start repurposing servers for newer games, whether it's Warhammer or something else. And those servers will no longer be dedicated to Evil Dead, the game. This is a step in moving away from the games ever coming back. Like, this is a step for shutting the game down permanently. So this can go one of two ways. And I honestly, at this point, have no idea. Like, in my opinion, and this is my biased opinion, Evil Dead, the game, is the greatest ASIM that was ever constructed. And to shut this thing down is absolutely stupid. They have a gold mine. They need to start refocusing on this game. The player base would return if they know the game was going to be live again. They have a prime game to work on. Business sense, though, they don't seem committed to it. And I don't know if it's the fact there's just so many license holders, there's so much work to deal with, there's so many people involved, that it's just not worth it for Saber to deal with Evil Dead, the game. They made a game that was incredibly, what's the word I want to use? Unbelievable is probably the best word, because a lot of these different license holders have pretty much just held on to their own stuff. Like, even when Dead by Daylight brought Ash into the game, it was only Stars' Ash versus Evil Dead. Nothing else exists. Not Evil Dead 1, not Evil Dead 2, not Army of Darkness, not Evil Dead 2013. Like, they really made this the place for an Evil Dead fan to experience all the characters of the ones we got as a totality of the Evil Dead universe. And that's something that made this game very unique, made this game very special. But it also probably made the game very hard to work with, and that's not even including Warner Brothers Discovery, who owns the rights to Evil Dead Rise, which we have not brought into the game at all. And there's a lot going on. So there's a very good chance that, you know, they just got sick of trying to deal with everyone and bringing in more license holders, and who knows who's going to have the new Evil Dead movie. They're doing another spinoff. And I feel like they felt like the universe was just so hard to work with that it wasn't worth it. Now, they did boost the game up to double XP. The queue times have been fantastic if you've been playing the game. We've come back recently just because it's fun and I want something to do that I actually enjoy. But I think this is kind of the line in the sand. If the return from players with the double XP has been good, and the new owner that is yet to be determined of Saber is interested in trying to take this game forward, this is the major update you do before you start adding actual content again. On the other hand, it could go the other way, where this is what you do when you start taking things away from a game that is going to be shut down. And unfortunately, I have absolutely no idea which one of the two it is, and I haven't heard anything to give me a lean one way or the other, unfortunately. So my guess is as good as yours, but I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll try it later. I've never done this with my left hand. All right, bye.